here with the Amazing Race Canada's Olympians, Natalie and is it Meaghan? I always say, is it Meaghan or Meaghan? Do you get that a lot? Do you get that a lot? Tell me about the whole experience. You know, you're coming off like the gold medal. Where does the Amazing Race Canada rank in terms of like life achievements?
I mean, I've actually gotten that question a lot. I think that it's very different. Comparing it to the Olympics, you really can't, because the Olympics, you're obviously performing under pressure, but you have 25 years of hockey playing experience to fall back on. In the race, you don't really have much to fall back on except for your teammates. So it's very different, but definitely an experience of a lifetime.
In the Olympics, you guys were down and pulled off like one of the greatest comebacks, but I feel like this season you're sort of the team to beat. Is there a difference in philosophy when you're sort of behind and you got to come back, or whether you're like leading the pack and got to continue?
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to be on the top because people are always after you, chasing your tail. So in the race, we were lucky to be ahead, and especially to the U-turn boards to get ahead. But I guess we're used to also playing down and having to come back. So I guess we were prepared for either situation going into the finale now.
You've set the bar so high that I almost feel like anything short of winning would be a disappointment. Is that how you look at it with so many first place finishes? Like, I think that there's just one team in the States that might have had like, I think one more first place finish than you. Is that hard to sort of constantly have to live up to the number one position?
I think we're used to that with being on the national women's hockey team and playing hockey in Canada. Everyone expects first place, a gold medal in Hockey Canada. It's a little bit of a joke. They say, win or tie, we've got your back. So, but I think just, being on the race, the other thing that we take away from hockey is that you focus on what you're doing. The things you can control, you can't focus on the other teams and the things that are out of your control. So I think that that's one thing that we've tried to bring onto the race with us.
I think that when people say, what was the standout moment of this season, it was when you guys helped Sukhi and Jinder last week when they lost their clue. I'd never seen anything like that on the show before, especially given that they tried to screw you guys the week before. Can you talk a little bit about the insight behind that decision, and did you guys agree the whole time that that's what you were going to do?
We didn't really talk about it. It just kind of happened. They came over and asked us to see the clue, and Meaghan had it in her hand, and she gave it over, and she told me, and I supported it 100%. I said, don't worry, like, we were kind of hoping, or I don't even know if they might have said this, that if they got it first then, that they would tell us what it was then, because we had given them the clue. At least we hoped that's what they would have done. But yeah, I mean, we were pretty clueless also on what we were getting wrong, so I don't know if the clue would have even helped that much. Yeah.
I think the other thing that we tried to do the entire race was just like race fair and be honest and not lie and not point people in the wrong direction. And I think there's a certain aspect or element of sportsmanship in the race. So just from hockey, I think that that's something that we tried to bring over as well. And we really like all the other teams, and I think that that shows in everything that we're doing now, and maybe not so much on TV, but it's been incredible getting to know all of these amazing people.
One of the things that baffled me when I watched the show was your connection with Pierre and Michel. I was just like, man, they're such polar opposites. Everybody else seemed to dislike them, but you guys were best buddies. Can you talk a little bit about why your relationship with them was so different than all the other teams?
Yeah, well, I guess the first 4 legs we were pretty far ahead, and we didn't get to experience or see anything that they did to any other team or any of them pointing people in the wrong direction. So we didn't have anything to go off of ourselves, how they were like. And we met them and we thought they were great. They're pretty funny guys and they're a good time. So yeah, when they finally kind of caught up and we were in the same section, I guess, of the race, we got talking, and yeah, we are good friends with them.
And I think that there are some rules, obviously, that you have to run the race by. For example, I always wonder, if you're on the Amazing Race, why don't you just slash everybody else's tires, and I know you can't do that, but the reason that I bring it up is because did you sort of have this pressure on you that, okay, you're Olympians, we can't really take the shortcut, we can't really do anything that's bad because of who you are, because of your status? Or
I did really want to trip Sukhi and Jinder when they were sprinting.
Right.
I wish I had a hockey stick in my hand.
But you know what I mean.
She's in the box more than I am sometimes.
But was that a consideration, like just that you had to live up to this Olympian ideal?
No, I mean, I think we said to each other going into the race, let's just not get eliminated on the first leg. Like, that was our goal going into it. And then from there, we just took it one leg at a time. And I think how we are on the race is how we are as people. Like, I think that's one thing. When you are racing, you don't really think. You just do. So that's where people's true colors really come out. And the decisions that we made, if we had to go back, I think we'd make them all again.
Is intimidation or the psych out factor a consideration? Because I got to tell you, if you guys are like lined up against me in the finale, I would just say, John, just cut me right now, just give me the chat. So is that a factor?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would be intimidated going up against myself, knowing myself. But I guess if people don't really know us yet, they would maybe be intimidated. But I think once you get to know us, we're not very intimidating.
And Meaghan, why are you guys, and I keep delving on this point because I've never seen such domination. What makes you so much better? Like, what is it? Is it just like breakfast in the morning? Is it just like training regimen? It should be like, because I almost feel like a new requirement for the Amazing Race Canada Season 3 is that you need to ice skate, because clearly it's working.
No, I mean, all of these teams, everyone that was on this season is very strong, and everybody is here for a reason. And going into this, we said we can't underestimate anybody. Everyone has all, their own strengths, and it just depends on what you're doing that day. Like, you never know what's going to be thrown your way. And, like I said, there's a lot of great teams here, so anybody can win this thing.
And what can people expect when they tune into the finale on Sunday?
It will definitely be really exciting. It's going to be a race to that final mat. There's 3 teams, and they're all pretty strong. We got the underdogs, Brian and Rob, Mickey and Pete, who have also kind of flown under the radar, and then us. So I think it'll be a really good race to John.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.